Right now, though, we turn to Ohio, where a man is on trial for the death of his wife 24 years ago. Paul Hicks is accused of knocking his wife, Regina Hicks, unconscious before putting her in the passenger seat of her car and driving it into a pond where she drowned. Prosecutors said that the couple was separated at the time due to Paul's violent tendencies and that they were fighting over custody of their child at the time as well. Before we get you into the courtroom, here's Court TV anchor Ted Rowlands with a look at the case.
Directly from where I'm standing, if you look ahead, 4 rows back is Regina's grave. It's eerie to think that you seen her playing with her baby here, and now you're looking at a tombstone.
Regina Roe Hicks went missing on October 18, 2001, after witnesses reported seeing her leave her boyfriend's home to pick up her son. Officials say she never arrived at her destination and was instead found dead in the passenger seat of her car when police searched a nearby pond. With no strong leads, the case would go cold for 24 years.
It was hard on everybody, but it really hurt my mom real bad because she couldn't get justice.
Hicks' mother spent the last 5 years of her life keeping Regina's case alive. And in November of 2024, state investigators were brought in to search the land where Regina's home once stood.
I told him, yeah, if you can find anything to give closure to this, it's worth it.
The Ohio Attorney General's office says a fresh look at the investigation led to the victim's estranged husband. In April of 2025, Paul Hicks was arrested in the cold case. Hicks is charged with 3 counts of murder and 1 count of kidnapping. He's pled not guilty. Prosecutors said in court documents that they intend to present evidence of a strained relationship as an alleged motive, including evidence that Regina intended to end the marriage and allegations that Paul threatened to kill her. Paul's lawyers declined to comment on the allegations. If convicted, Hicks could spend the rest of his life in prison.
Ted Rowlands reporting there for us now as we wait for court to start. Let's look back at the most key testimony that's come into this case so far. Let's start with state witness Janzen Phipps. This woman was previously in a relationship with Paul Hicks and also has a child with Paul Hicks. Again, Janzen Phipps. Here we go.
The day that Regina found, what were you doing?
I was working at the bar.
And how did you find out that she was located?
Paul called me, told me that they had found something out in Weston's Pond, and they thought it was Regina, but he wasn't for sure. And that he was waiting on his dad to tell him, or he's going to go with his dad to check it out, or waiting on his dad to confirm it, something like that.
And what was the next thing that you heard?
I received another phone call saying it was her. And I called my boss and left the bar.
And the second call that you received, was that from Paul as well?
Yes.
And then what did you do when you left the bar?
I went to his mother's house on 103.
And when you got there, what happened?
She obviously was very upset, and she told me it was not the time and told me to leave.
So where'd you go?
I went to my dad's and stepmom, Carol Laughlin.
And then after, in the weeks following this, and months following this, what was your relationship with Paul like after that? And by that I just mean, did you continue to date?
Yes.
And how long did you date for?
Well into 2022, like around May of 2022.
And at some point you had a child together?
Yes.
Did you ever live together in the months after that?
After...
after the incident involving Regina?
Yes.
And during this time of dating him and living with him, did he ever talk to you about lie detector tests?
Yes.
And what did he tell you?
He told me that that there were ways to beat a lie detector test, and that they only issue it because it's almost like entrapment. He was the one everybody was pointing the finger at because he was the estranged husband.
Did he talk to you about things like breathing techniques, things like that?
Yeah, he had a book.
Okay. And did you see the book?
Yes.
Do you remember what it looked like?
I feel in my memory like it had a yellow covering. It was a softback, it wasn't a hardback book. But yeah, it was how to beat a lie detector.
And he would talk to you about details of that.
Well, not at first until I saw the book and asked him about it. And then he told me he was just trying to protect himself.
Did he also watch crime shows?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
We watched a lot of like forensic files and just shows about how people would get rid of evidence and things like that.
And during, even since your relationship ended, you've continued, I'm guessing, to have contact with the defendant because you have a child together?
Correct.
And you continued to, he's talked to you and you've had conversations with him, right? During
Correct.
those times. And in those years, were there ever discussions about muddy boots?
Yes.
And what did he tell you about muddy boots?
That he had a pair of muddy boots from the day that Regina went missing because they were digging the pond, and he put them on his sister's back porch and somebody stole them.
And he told you that?
Yes.
Did you ever have conversations with him where he talked to you about putting drugs in Regina's car?
Yes.
And what did he say about that?
He told me that he and Steve worked together to plant drugs in Regina's car to keep her from getting custody of Montana.